back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or messages. Come in, come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. May your comings and goings be forever covered by the grace of the Most High. When in doubt, go within. Just giving it a hot minute for all the cats to assemble. Let me see if I can bring it up on the... Namaste, big cat. I'm doing live readings today, darling dears. Make a donation. Write within the donation the question that you'd like to ask within the donation so that I can get all of the readings together. So I'm doing the live readings today. We've got 6 piles, darling dears. You choose which deck you want me to read from. Okay? Great. Malibu, big cat wave. Did you enjoy your read, darling dears? Did you? Glad to see you, darling dears. Glad you could pop in. If you'd like a personal reading right now, make a donation. Within the donation, put the question that you'd like to ask. You have my full attention and all of my skills for 1 whole hour. You did, Malibu? I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you got what you needed. And if you need any more, hit me up in the Gmail, darling dears. So you have my full attention for a whole hour, darling dears. I'm watching you, watching me, watching you. Are you shy? No one's got a question that they need to be answered. You've got a whole Hioka High Priestess giving you her full attention. Are you kidding me? I'm still here. We now have 57 minutes. Does anybody want a personal read? Since you're all feeling a bit shy, I'm going to start it off with a reading. Grand afternoon, Life Earth 101. Would you like a personal read? I'm doing the reads for donations. Make the donation, but within the question for the donation, put in the read. Put in the question that you want to ask me, darling dear, so I don't miss them out. Phoenix. The Phoenix has arrived. Malibu, you have a question. Thank you very much. What will be the outcome of my disability case? You have a choice to choose the decks, darling dears. Deck 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. I see your question, Malibu. Which deck would you like me to go with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Deck number 2. Base of your deck, darling dears. You are definitely going through some kind of disability case at this moment in time. I can't make it up, darling dears. Good golly and the gosh. Somebody wants to leave you out in the cold. They wanted to leave you with nothing. Well, we'll dive a little deeper and see what's going on. What will be the outcome of Malibu's case? You're going to win, darling dears, but you're going to have, there's a lot of communication going backwards and forwards in this situation, darling dears. You'll win the case. You're going to get an offer, okay? Is the offer going to be to Malibu's liking? Is the offer going to be to your liking? The offer is going to be legally binding. The offer. Listen, you want to know, I want to know. I'm invested now, girl. Oh boy, because I don't know if you're male or female. Is the offer going to be to your liking? Yes, but you're definitely going to have to work towards it, darling dears. You're going to win this situation, but you have to remember that you're going to have to work towards it. We have the element of the sword, darling dears. All right? You sent a lot of things in, lots of communication, darling dears, emails, possibly visits, whatever, darling dears. There was some manipulation in this situation, but you're going to get an offer, okay? This is the message of it coming through, darling dears. And underneath the Queen of Pentacles, single and independent, darling dears, money. All that stressing you've been doing, darling dears, the offer's going to come. But it's about you not giving up, standing up for what is right for you, darling dears. But you're going to get it. You gon' get it. Anyone else? You've been working on it for 2 years. Listen, I've got some things that I would like to tell you guys, but you know me, big cat, move in silence. I tell only the Lord. And sometimes, whoa. Anybody else would like a read? I'm on a roll, darling dears. How much longer have we got? Let me just check the timer.
Brought to you by Why Refi. Refinance your defaulted private student loans
What the
today.
hell is that?
WhyRefi.com/Ramsey.
Today's question comes from Alexandra in Arizona.
Hold on a minute, I don't know what's
My
going on.
14-year-old daughter claims that all the kids in school... Dude, I just had this...
Are we back, guys? Can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly? Did you see it? Did you hear that? It interrupted everything. And it was something to do with finances, wasn't it? Good golly and gosh. Freudian slip meant to come out, darling dears. We was talking about finances with Malibu, and her case is going to be A-OK. She's done a lot of backwards and forwarding for the past 2 years. It's going to go in your favor, but there's still more to do, darling dears. But you will get what you deserve. All right, next person on the tableau. Anyone else have a question, darling dears? You now have me for 52 minutes. My full attention. Deck 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is still live. Sorry about that. I was putting my music back on. I couldn't believe it. Did you hear that thing that interrupted everything? Or was it just me? Because you know you get to a certain age, you're wondering, is it all in my mind? Would anyone else like a personal reading? Come on, darling dears. 18 of you in the chat and 12 likes, darling dears. Hello, Whitney. How are you? You'd like deck number 6? Do you have a question, darling dears? I'm doing the reads for donations. Please make a donation and write in the donation what exactly the question is. And you said you want deck number 6, so we'll keep that one open for you, Whitney. Anyone else would like a reading? Kimberly, do you have a question or you just want a general read? Love you right back. I'm not taking the piss, darling dears. You've had that taking too much out of your time while you've been on this Malkoof. Now it's the time for win. The W, darling dears. We've had the L's. Just the general. 1, 3, 4, and 5 is still open. Which deck? 1, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 3. Base of the deck, darling dears. Good golly and the gosh, we've got the 7 of Pentacles on its forehead, darling dears. This, because the 7 of Pentacles in the upright tells me that you invested in the wrong partner. In the reverse, you know it was the wrong partner that you was involved in, darling dears, whether it's through love, family, relationships, colleagues, whatever. You invested in a lot of the wrong partners. It also speaks about you've been dealing with some kind of loss of late, darling dears. Financial loss. It's creating a little bit of insecurity in you at this moment in time. But you're looking at what you lost, not what you can co-create, darling dears. It's never too late to get great. Let's dive right in. Malcolm Young, I see you coming through with a posh clap. Love it. And you're a fox. Ha ha. Okay. So I've had some kind of losses. Yeah, but whatever you lost, darling dears, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. You're going to get it all back. Stop focusing on what happened in the past, darling dears. You're going to be making the right choices. You've got a major decision coming towards you. We have the Mercury energy. That's through the Gemini. It also speaks about a lot of communications. Maybe you're going to be thinking about traveling or traveling to a different part of where you are right now. It speaks about you're being more decisive because you moved away from a situation, darling. There's a situation that made you physically, mentally, and spiritually ill. Split the deck, darling dears. It was a very hard decision for you. Well, you know what? When you're in the face of wickedness, darling dears, straight in the crevice of the devil's balls, we do make wrong mistakes. I'm not here as a picker. I'm a pointer. I was a dummy bat for half of 100. So don't worry, darling dears. You was amongst friends, but we are now what? Raised up. Raised up. Yeah. That situation created a lot of illnesses. Could be leading to a chronic illness, some kind of a stroke. The insecurity could be coming from the situation because you had invested in the wrong partner. You may have progeny involved in the situation, but it's about looking at your worth. Okay, we have the Two of Swords, darling dears. Two of Swords speaks about a difficult decision that you're going to have to make. Hangman, you're going to have to make a difficult decision in the not too distant future. The Hangman is telling you to what? Let it go. Give back the wood, darling dears. You have a major decision to make, darling dears, but you're going to be making a decision of what your self-worth. You went through the bad times, had a lot of losses, right? May still be experiencing the losses, darling dears, but the decision that you have coming towards you, it's about you letting it go. Giving back the wood, darling dears. Okay? This is how you view the situation from a new perspective. Oi! Is that you? Kung Fu Panda? Glad to see you. Glad you could pop in, darling dears. That is your answer, Kimberly. Okay. Would anybody else like a live reading? You now have me for, is it 47 minutes? We still have decks. 1, 2. Sorry, what? You know what? Because my counting is sucking right now. We've now got decks 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you'd like a personal read, please give me a donation and write inside the donation what the question is that you'd like answered. You have my full attention, darling dears. MB, you just got here. Glad you could join in, darling dears. Chris Tell None, I haven't seen you in a month of Sundays. Are you fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely? You know what? It's because I haven't been doing the live reads. But you know, unfortunate circumstances happened to me, but I didn't let it tie me down, darling dears. Okay, I see your name. Metal Babes, 87, Big Cat Wave. 1, 2, 3, or 4. You just want a general read. Thank you for the donation, darling dear. Leader Dan, Big Cat Wave. Metal Babes, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Number 3. Base of your deck, darling dears. We've got the energy of the 4. The 4th house could speak about somebody that was being a bit strict around you, trying to constrict you, keep you in a situation. Lean in, bestie. Lean in. The energy of the 4 also tells me at this moment in time you are stable, okay? You are controlling all that you survey. The energy of the 4 could speak about a new home, something tangible that you've actually got, darling dears, okay? The energy of the 4 could also represent other outside energies that are jealous of what you've attained at this moment in time, because as I said, you are stable at this moment in time, okay? Somebody around you has an emotional block, okay? You're also trying to save some money at this moment in time. Nothing wrong with saving the money, just tell no one but God. Let's dive right in. Let's go with the question of jealousy. Who's jealous around the metal, babes, who's minding their own business and getting bank? What is this jealousy for? Why won't it let me take this out there? First card, we've got a King of Pentacles, darling dears. This could represent you, or it could represent someone that is jealous of what you've got going on. Knight of Wands. It's possibly someone that you may have slept with, darling dears, or be romantically involved in at this moment in time. Right next to the Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands is in the upright, and this is it's a how can I put it? Because the Wands energy is spiritual energy as well, darling dears. It's somebody, because in this particular deck, you can see his eyes are looking down. This person looks down on what you actually do with your money, or how you make your money at this moment in time. Okay. Tell me something more about the Knight of Wands. Yeah. Because they see that you are making bank, darling dears. I think you're in a better position than them. Yeah. 2 of Pentacles. You're trying to weigh up whether or not to stay in a situation at this moment in time. It could be a business partnership. 3 of Pentacles also speaks about you being recognized for your skills. The divine is telling you to end the situation, whatever that situation is, darling dears. You can't be around people that's jealous of what you are attaining for yourself. Okay? Let's see a future card. Give me a future card. It's telling you to don't juggle with this situation, because look, you've got the King of Pentacles, the 3 and the 2. There's a lot of money on the table, darling dears. Good golly and the gosh. Base of the deck, more money, darling dears. You're about to be gifted, darling dears, or you are gifted at this moment in time. This could also represent a sneaky person wanting to come back in, darling dears, but it could also represent how skilled you are, right? Sword energy with your communication, whatever you're putting out there, darling dears. Pentacles could also represent online. Can I tell you that bank and listen? Oi, do you want to be my bestie? Metal babes, oi! I love it. I don't hate it. Drop whatever this situation is, darling dears. Leave it behind. Don't look back. Remember Lot's wife, Soul Bay, darling dears. You're moving towards a more secure future with loyalty, darling dears, which can't be bought or bartered, coming towards you. Yeah, stop stressing about things that you can't change, darling dears. You can't change someone who's shown you who they are. You're going to be traveling as well, possibly world travel on the cards, but you are the one that holds all the keys, darling dears. Maybe you're holding back. Maybe because we started off with the 4 of Pentacles. Maybe you're holding back and restricting yourself. Stop restricting yourself. You've got one life to live on this Malkuth, darling dears. Okay? Let me just pull one more card. Look at this travel. Tell me about this travel. No, let me ask a better question. Is it a fated travel that you have to take? Is it fated? Is this travel fated? Is the travel fated? Yes, it is, darling dears. The moon and the magician. You've got to travel, darling dears. Okay? We've got the Queen of Wands. You're spiritual. You use some kind of spiritual tools, but he's telling me that you're extremely confident away from whatever that energy is. Let me get my dice. because we can find on the low shoe grid what direction you're meant to be going in. Okay, we've got the energy of the 6, darling dears, and the energy of the 6 is representative of a northwesterly direction, darling dears. Energy of the 6, and according to the low shoe grid, the energy of the 6 speaks of what? Travel. Go and look at your low shoe grid. You've got to travel, darling dears. You're going to meet a lot of helpful people on the way, people on your spiritual path. Okay, so you need to up sticks, wash whatever that thing is out of your hair, because money times money, and Skrilla is on its way. All right. Northwesterly direction, wherever that is, darling dears. If you want some more help with that, hit me up in the Gmail and I can plot your astrocartography chart. I already told you, I traveled this year and I traveled towards my karma, and they gave it to me without the Vaseline in Miami Airport and New Orleans. I had it without the Vaseline, darling dears, but I took it like a gangster. All right. Let's press on. Let's press on, darling dears. We now have 3 decks, and you have, oh my gosh, is it 39 minutes? You still have my full attention for 39 minutes, darling dears. Let me quickly have a look at the comments. Thank you, Leader Dan. I love you right back, darling dears. You're my oldest, one of my oldest people that's been with this channel for the longest time. Leader Dan, you must have a question. For old time's sake, let me read for you. Do you have a question? Let me get another deck for you. One of my oldest subscribers. Anybody else would like a live reading? Anyone? Hello? I just heard my bank account go. It makes that sound when it takes Skrilla out of my account. I don't even want to look, right? Not because you understand. I just didn't like it. I know it's called. Oh yeah, let me just allow that one. I'll allow that one. Kung Fu Panda. Will the cut purse be arrested? Okay. 1, 2, or 3. Will the cut purse be arrested? I'm waiting patiently. Number 2, thank you very much. Will the cut purse be arrested? This don't look like it. Looks like they may try and get away with it, darling dears. This is a liar and a thief. We don't know which is worse, darling dears. Both are shepherds of the devil. This person is a liar. Will they be arrested? Let's ask the cards, darling dears. A cut person, a porch climber. Yeah. Will they be arrested? They're going to get away with it, darling dears. They're going to get away with this situation. But just because they don't get arrested on this Malkuth, darling dears, doesn't mean that they're not going straight to spiritual prison. This is being left out in the cold. They're going to have health issues, darling dears. Can we lean in some more? Health issues. 5 of Pentacles in the upright. That's Mercury. Mercury is ruled by Taurus, and Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? They're going to have health issues, something to do with their blood and their throat, darling dears. Venus energy, also their relationships. All of their relationships going to be a load of shit, darling. Listen, whatever they're winning, they're still going to lose, darling dears. They've still got the spiritual court, their health, their finances. It's not going to be stable, darling dears. They won't get the arrest that you want, darling dears, but there's more than one prison. And nobody wants to go to prison, right? Be on the docket in Keitha, where they know what you did, blood. They're just waiting for you to come in so you can get the sentence. Yeah, this person, they think they've gotten away with it, darling dears, but they haven't fully gotten away with it. Split the deck. I can't make this up. 5 of Cups. Yeah, they're sorry. They regret it, darling dears. They would love to come back and have one more round Julie with you, darling dears. But you've got the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is you are going to attract what you truly deserve. What do you deserve? Rather than worrying about this cup purse, the porch climber, the hoodwinker. Because you're attracting something to you at this moment in time. Oh, I fell off the back end. Victory, darling dears. Victory. This looks like leadership role. It's a change in status because you're on a horse, darling dears. Whatever you're working towards, you're gonna get your blessings. But divine wants you to put down what is not yours to handle anymore. Do you understand? I know it's very hard to forgive people, and I don't say it lightly, but the forgiveness is for you, darling dears. Forgive them for what they did, because until you forgive them, you cannot allow karma to take it and do its work. If you're having issues with releasing yourself, hit me up in the Gmails. I have a ritual for the new moon that you can do to cut soul ties, darling dears. But it can only be done around the new moon. So if you want it, you have to get me before that time, so you've got time to prepare, because there's things that you need to get. Okay? Focus on what's coming towards you, which is a victory. Right? Eight of Wands, a message is definitely coming in. This could also represent, Eight of Wands also represents Cupid's arrows. It could be a relationship coming towards you, not necessarily a romantical. Could be that of what? A true friend. Leave them where they are. They got their karma, blood. There is more than one court, and they are on the docket. Okay. Let's press on. Let's press on. We've got 2 decks plus Leader Dan. Did you have a question? I'm looking back up the chat to see if I can see. Okay, MB shots. You're saying yes, I had to fire a narcissist. Need a new employee. Okay, so that is your question. MB shots, you want to know about your new employee. Let me scroll back up this. Oh, and Malibu has donated $19.99 for anyone that wants to read. Oh, that is fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. You know, when you get a blessing and somebody blesses everybody back, that is so nice. Blessings on you. But you already know what's going on for you, Malibu. Just hold your gangster. You're going to get what you deserve. Remember, I told you that. Just check in. Leader Dan don't want to say nothing. So you want me to read for you in private? Send me a message then, Leader Dan. I'll read for you. I will read for you in private. Who's that? Sher Bear. What did you just say, Sher Bear? You just took it away. What did you retract? Give me what was there. Where is it? You just whipped it off. How could you whip it off so quickly? I don't know whether to feel abused or happy. What did you put there, Sher Bear? You just retracted it. What was it? We don't do Cash App in the UK. We did it for a while, a couple of years ago, and then it just crashed. And then, don't you remember the guy who owns oh my God. The guy that owns the Cash App, don't you remember? He got the big pow. Don't you remember? The sister's brother killed him. But the conspiracy and the rabbit hole for that is deep, blood. Listen. Let's go back and see what else is going on here. That's what I'm saying, Kung Fu Panda. She just whipped that shit off, blood. Listen. And she stopped talking. I can't get any Gmail. Google locked you out. Then open up a A Ymail account. Google ain't the only people, you know. Ymail. There's so many different places that you can open up a different account with someone else. Sher, you'd like advice for your future? Okay. Well, we've got the lovely donation from Malibu, and we've got 2 decks, darling dears. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Two. Good golly and the gosh, darling dears. We have the 4 of Pentacles. No, this is the 8. The 8 of Pentacles, darling dears. You're working towards something. Is it a certificate? Some kind of achievement? It also speaks about being seen as a master in your field, darling dears. It could also have something to do with your health. Pentacles is representative of your health. Okay? Let's give it a good shufty. See what's going on for Sher Bear. This one wouldn't come off the tape. Oh, it's true. Okay. It seems like you've been in a situation where you felt like there's a lot of overindulgence in this situation. 4 of Swords. I don't know. An overindulgence could be anything, darling dears. It could be drugs. It could be alcohol. It could be overindulging yourself around liars who keep lying, darling dears. But the 7 of Pentacles speaks about what you invested in a situation, darling dears. A situation that was never meant to go anywhere. 4 of Swords. Tell me something more about this situation. Yeah, Tower moment, darling dears. Something was a catastrophe in your life. You overindulged in a situation. Overindulge can also speak about lowering your self-esteem, putting other people's words before yours. Lots of Swords energy, darling dears. Tower moment, catastrophe, the ending of whatever that situation was. And that was the best thing you ever did, darling dears. Divine is gifting you with another chance and a choice, darling dears. The Fool is the rebel. This is the Uranus energy. The same Uranus energy that's in the Tower, darling dears. It's about you moving forward, taking that leap of faith. It's also saying with the Pentacles, you're about to be gifted some kind of an opportunity. Some money coming towards you. It could be you getting into some kind of higher learning, studying. Something to do with medical field. Maybe you're going into the medical field. But if you have a health issue at this moment in time, Ace of Pentacles, we're going to have to go with the Uranus energy, darling dears. It could be something to do with your electrical nervous system in your body. You need to go and get some form of checkup at this moment in time. It's best to know than not know. But you're walking towards a new direction, darling dears, and you're being gifted the biggest Pentacle of them all. The Ace of Pentacles is also the ring-bearing card, but it fell on the 4 of Swords. Maybe you was married to this person or felt tied to that situation. Yes, you was definitely tied to a situation, darling dears. Ace of Wands. But you're feeling more inspired. I think you're just about getting back to yourself. You'll never be the person you was before, darling dears. God forbid. The kind of person we all were before, darling dears. We allowed that dangerous love into our life where we weren't thinking properly. Look what's on the up of this card. We was dealing with hustlers. Listen. Yeah. Ace of Wands, this is a new beginning. You're highly intuitive, darling dears. Yeah. Because Divine is telling you that there's still some healing that you have to do, darling dears, but you're going to be healing as you're getting the benefits of this Ace of Pentacles that's being gifted to you, darling dears. So maybe it's shadow work that you need to overcome at this moment in time. And luckily for you, we're coming to the eclipses, the lunar eclipse in Virgo and the solar eclipse in Aries. The lunar eclipse is for you to let things away, darling dears. You feel guilty. What? Why are you guilty? Hold on a minute. Wait. What do you mean you feel guilty? Let me go to another deck. Feel guilty about what? Hold on a minute. Feel guilty about what? Oh, yeah, moon energy, all of that betrayal. You're carrying someone else's guilt and pain, darling dears. Moon energy is for you to let that shiznai go, darling dears. And this is a full moon in the background. When we see the full moon, darling dears, this is a highly spiritual moon, darling dears. Yes, you can reflect on the cycle, but it's not for you to live in. You've got to let it go. Whatever that situation is, you've got to let it go. Right? 9 of Wands, because yes, you was wounded, darling dears, but you have a chance to begin again. You have that chance. Yeah, 2 of Wands. Okay. Chariot energy, you've got that warrior spirit in you, darling dears. You have to understand that divine is giving you a window. You don't need a door, you've got a window. Once you've got a window, you can afford to believe, right? What's the word? Conceive, believe, and achieve, darling dears. The road is open for you. You may be getting a new car going forward, darling dears. Queen of Cups, you're highly intuitive. You already know what's going on around you, darling dears. But you've got to release this last wound. Release this last bit of pain. You deserve to be free in every way. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. But you have to release it. We're down to 1 deck because I've used them all, darling dears. You have my attention for 24 minutes and then I'm out of here. I'll be back with the live reads because you seem to enjoy them. I'll do it, what day is it today? Today is Monday. Yeah, I'll do the live readings on a Monday. Why not, eh? Kimberly's telling you to release it. I don't have anything dramatic. I don't have anything too dramatic. I got this. Release that wickedness, yeah? Let it go, Sher Bear. You deserve to be free just like me and all of the other big cats, darling dears. When you release that negative energy, that whatever it is that's tying you to a situation, darling dears, you'll feel so light and you'll realize the infinite possibilities that will open up for you. Why? I aim for the stars, darling dears. And if I fall on a cloud, I'm still up there. Don't allow anything that anybody try to take away your greatness, darling dears. Make you feel like you was less than. Living on whatever the situation was, darling dears. As a big cat, you fight and you stand up for yourself. Even when your voice is shaking, you stand up for yourself. And anything that falls away, darling dears, whether it's a partner, family members, your progeny, then they've got to go, darling dears. Why? Peace. We all deserve to have peace. How can you co-create as a what? A badass alchemist if you don't have peace? Some of you don't even realize that you are here to be a role model to someone else, darling dears. Maybe there won't be a family member. It could be someone that you work with. Maybe your lives will only touch for a few minutes, but you are here to change someone's life path. Whatever battle that you've been up against, darling dears, you should put yourself into a place where you can speak about that. Why? You will be a survival kit for another big cat. We are in the age of Aquarius, darling dears. I tell all of you, get your YouTube channels, whatever you want to be on TikTok, whatever. Put something together. Your words will carry weight to the right ears. Never you underestimate your gangster. And never you second guess yourself again. You are what? Ephesians 2:10, God's masterpiece, more precious than diamonds and gold. There is no one else like you on this Malkuth, and no one will be like you once you're gone. People may have some semblance of your character, but no one carries your unique vibe, your essence. This is why I tell you all the time, big cat, hold your gangster. Proverbs 29:11. In the face of the double-minded ones, James 1:8. Because what? The worthless and the wicked will always consult with liars. Proverbs 6:12. think that's it, darling dears. Does anybody else I've got one deck. I've got one live deck left, darling dears. And then I'm out of here. I know that I can go on one of the, I don't even know which site I would go on, because there's someone that you can go onto and you can connect it to your YouTube, and then I can bring other people up into the chat. I don't even know what it is. This is a new place I'm going into. If you know it, please hit me up in the Gmail, darling dears. I'm going to answer this last question for Slate Raven. Hey Amanda Abbott, Big Cat Wave. Will you make it on your own now that you're recently widowed? Is it widowed? Yes. Wouldn't come off the table, darling dears. You're going to make the right choices for you. You are going to be making the right choices for you. This is Lover's energy. Mercury energy, darling dears, the third house. You're going to make it, but there seems to be a lot of communications incoming and outgoing. Could be in the form of phones. There's been a lot of visits around you, darling dears. Okay, Mercury, Gemini energies, also your younger siblings, your aunts, your nephews, extended family members paying attention to what you got going on. There's a lot of gossip around you at this moment in time. What are they talking about, right? Yeah. Okay. Somebody wants you to be disappointed in the situation, darling dears. Someone wants you to be disappointed in the situation that you're in. I've got Gemini energy and Cancer energy out here. And look, Shady Bogazy, darling dears. Good golly and the gosh. Right behind what? The Page of Pentacles. This person is a gossip. Somebody doesn't want you to be happy where you are right now. Moon energy, darling dears. This person is a betrayer. Hold on a minute. We've got Moon energy, Cancer energy, the Page, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. We've got the Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We've got Cancer energy and Gemini energy. Somebody don't want you to be happy with the situation, because you will make the right choices for yourself. That's the first card that came out, right? Someone doesn't like the options that you've got created for you, darling dears. But again, this is your warrior strength, darling dears. It's about you proceeding forward. Don't worry about what's behind you or who doesn't want you to have what. Someone in the past. Somebody's looking at pictures from the past, darling dears. This person wants... Oh, gosh. They wants to come back into a situation, darling dears, Two of Wands. But you've got to make the decisions going forward. You have to make them for yourself. Okay? Death energy. Death energy also represents money, darling dears. You've got some kind of money coming towards you. You said you're a recent widow. It could be in the form of, what's that word? Insurance money, compensation, or whatever. But it's also a reminder to look at, because you said you're recently widowed. Have you looked at all of your husband's paperwork to make sure that, I don't know, you may be getting some kind of benefits from wherever he worked in the past. Maybe you've got some kind of insurance, okay? But whoever this person that's looking at all of your stuff, darling dears, they know about this situation, so you need to be on top of the situation as well. This is Scorpio energy, which is the 8th house, the house of marriage, okay? But definitely some kind of money is coming towards you, darling dears. It's not going to be as much as you expected, but you'll be all right. You'll be in the middle. You won't be up here. You won't be down here. You'll be in the middle, darling dears. You'll be able to balance out your situation. And your health is looking good at this moment in time. Tell me something more. Tell me something more. Thank you. Yeah, difficult situation, but this is a lot of communication coming in. Somebody's going to try and fight you for this position. Whatever this money you've got going, you better stand your ground and give them nothing, darling dears. And again, we had the 8th house come up. Look to see where, I don't know if your husband had his finances in order. It could be a husband or wife, because Slate could mean a woman or a man, right? See if their finances was in order, darling dears. Did they have insurance policies? Make sure that do you understand what I'm saying? He had a hidden bank account where you're his wife. They're going to have to unhide it, blood. Stand your ground and find out the information around this. Find out that information and don't let no one talk sideways to you. Look what just came up again, the death card. I just split the deck. There's some money bandying around, darling dear. Somebody has some insight into this situation. They're going to create the person that comes in and tries to create the most controversy. They got the most to hide, darling dears. Okay? Split this side of the deck. And that's the truth roof, darling dears. Listen to your intuition. You're going to be guided to this information. Remember, I told you that. Okay? I believe we're done, darling dears. Unless somebody else would like a read, I'll have to get another deck, but that's okay. You're welcome, Malibu. You're welcome as well. Slate, are you male or female? It doesn't really matter. Because you know when someone's taking the piss, we've got to take a shit on them, darling. Because I told you, we take no prisoners. We take no prisoners around here. Not at Don't Get Smoked Central. I'm waiting to see what you say. You gonna tell me, or are you going to leave it as a surprise? Check, because you see, when somebody passed, even if it's not the job that they was working in, they may have worked somewhere else, darling dears. You're his wife. Something to do with the pension scheme. You should be able to. The government must put it all together. You can see. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't just wait until somebody else goes and takes what's rightfully yours. Money's coming your way. Slate's not telling us whether she's male or female. Doesn't matter. Anyway, on that note, I drops me mic. I shall return, darling dears, to continue with my reads, my astrology reports, darling dears. If you'd like a personal read, hit me up in the Gmail at frequencyphoenix555@gmail.com. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, cat, cat.